Hey, Shalom. I'd like to give all honor, praise, and glory to my power, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai. Honors to the different elders and apostles throughout the world of Israel. Blessings and protection to the men and women who's waiting for the return of our power. And, I'm entitled this lesson, I think, is Babylon becoming weak? In which, if we filter these things through prophecy, all right, and we watch what's going on in the news, all right, we're clearly seeing that, all right. Every which way that this place is turned, all right, it's going downhill. Whether it's the economy, and even with this war. Now, I was just reading something. The gas prices dropped to $74 a barrel, and they've lifted the sanctions against Iran for so that the Strait of Hormuz can be open. And now they're trading with them again. All right. In the process, they could have did this level of diplomacy before. All right, but they wasted billions. All right, on fighting this war and many other wars, and really have nothing to show for it. All right, even with the immigration situation. All right, there have been no removing of immigrants, all right, en masse yet, and just like money just being printed and thrown away. All right, the inflation is increasing. All right, and hey, we're seeing this place. Hey, it's just getting weaker and weaker, man. All right, financially, physically, and definitely morally. All right, so I'm gonna just this is not gonna be long. I'm gonna just grab a few precepts, and I have pulled this up. I'm not gonna read it, but they pretty much was running out of missiles, man. All right, so they didn't even plan effectively even for this war, man. As the scripture said in Isaiah chapter 19, the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in this place, man. But let me go here, because even though these things are what's the word? These things are going well for now. All right, hey, they're not going to last, man. All right, this peace agreement. All right, keep in mind too that Israel is still with the Greater Israel Project. All right, fulfilling prophecy. All right, whatever they're trying to do on their end. All right, so those wars are going to be ongoing. All right, so let me grab this. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 57. All right, in verse 20. But the wicked are like the troubled sea when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mire and dirt. There is no peace, saith my power, to the wicked. So there's going to be no peace, man. All right, as this only going to be war. All right, and sorrow. That's the expectation. But see, for a lot of these people out here, they're looking for ease in their pockets, man. All right, they thinking that the inward thought is that the houses shall continue forever, man, and it's not. All right, this place is not going to continue forever. All right, this place is gradually becoming weaker and weaker. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become likened unto us? So that's the question now, because there's a lot of other nations that's looking behind the scenes. All right, that's watching and evaluating, man. All right, and seeing how is this going down, seeing that a Babylon doesn't have that stronghold on the world like it used to. All right. Verse 11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, the noise of thy vows, and the worms is spread under thee, and the worms shall cover thee. All right, meaning this place is about to be buried. All right, that pomp, all right, that celebratory spirit, all right, that victorious spirit is about to be cast down, man. All right, and it is cast down. All right, it is. All right, the scriptures say, miserable are they cities that afflicted thee. All right, People can barely find jobs. The housing market is insane right now. All right. People are barely surviving out here. And it's not going to get no, like I said, it's not going to get no better. All right. And that's what thus saith the Lord, that's prophecy. All right. So let me go ahead. This is the book of Job. Go to the book of Job. Man, this is a heck of a time to be in. This is Job 18:14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Because that's ultimately who's doing this. All right, let me go here real quick. Let me grab this real quick. I'm going to go back to that and read that again. All right. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, and verse 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, his proud man, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So the Lord is bringing you down, man. All right. The Lord is himself, all right, is bringing you down. Let me go here real quick. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 19. The way of the wicked is as darkness. All right, they know not at what they stumble. All right, you're fighting a war that you cannot win. All right, you're fighting a battle that you can't and never and will never win. All right. This is the book of Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, that stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and the horsemen because they are very strong. But look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek ye the Lord. That's right. All right, all your tributaries, all these people that come over here, and even 2/3 of our people, they trust in you. But it says, yet he also is wise, who will bring evil, and will not call back his words, but will rise against the house of evildoers, and against the help of them that work iniquity. All right. So the Lord has determined evil against this place. All right. And he's not going to call back his words. So regardless of what level of diplomacy that's being seen, all right, it's only temporary. It's in this illusion. All right. It's very fragile. And it could be done away within a week, within days. All right. But this is the point now. The Egyptians are men and not Yahweh, and their horses are flesh and not spirit. When the Lord stretcheth out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down. All right, and they shall fall together. All right. Because the Lord's power is beyond this world. All right. And people don't believe that, man. All right. The Lord spoke these things and they're happening. Let me go back here to Job chapter 18 again, in verse 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and they shall bring him to the king of terrors. Now, what really made me think of this, right, is when I was watching something on the G7 summit, and the king of Babylon. I mean, he looks exhausted, man. All right, he looks exhausted, disgusted. Even though they made this deal, when you normally see people make peace deals or anything with diplomacy involved, all right, it's normally of a celebratory type situation. Normally raise arms in the air, smiles on their faces, but nah, these people look worn out and they look tired, man. All right, because this thing is not going the way that they want. All right, and as the scriptures say, like I read in Proverbs chapter 4 and 19, hey, they know not what they stumble, man. All right. All right, they can't understand why this thing is happening like this. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him what? To the king of terrors. Ultimately, all right, all these nations are going to be gathered to the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right. And there they're going to be, as it says, they're going to meet their maker, man. All right. They're going to be gathered in the valley of Jehoshaphat to what is the third woe, World War III. All right. And then they're going to meet the Lord, man. All right. The Lord is going to come back in ships. All right. To fight against all these nations. All right. and to take them down. And this captivity is soon will be over with. All right. Hey, but we know, right? We know that those of us that's in the spirit, we know the deal, man. We know that this is a flim flam, and a setup, a snare by the Lord Himself. All right, because even it'll probably be some relief. All right, if it's $74 a barrel, and they trade in in oil. All right, and you get some relief maybe in the market. All right, because hey, the reason why they did this is because the global economy is on its way to crashing, man. All right, if this thing continues on, all right, hey, the global economy is going to take a devastating hit. All right, which is ultimately going to lead to what? Lead to World War III. But it's going to happen, man. All right, because there's no peace to the wicked. All right, it's gonna happen, man. All right, whether these people believe it or not. And like I said, maybe a little bit relief. Maybe certain things may happen as far as like because when gas prices go down, if it ain't these markets, what do you call that, price gouging, all right, so to speak, there may be some relief and probably trying to get people to spend money. But in any event, it doesn't matter, man. All right, it's all an illusion. So this I'm gonna end off of here. First Thessalonians 5. Well, I'm gonna start at 1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye need not that I write unto you. I don't have to tell you, hey, it's not had to think more. I think Paul, I don't know if Paul wrote this letter, but hey, it says I don't have to write unto you, all right? Because what prophecy is going to stand? For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them, as travail upon a woman with child. All right, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. That's right, because what? We believe in Holy Scriptures. And pursuing the Revelation chapter 19 and 10, Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, man. And we follow him, all right? Ye are all children of the light and children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of the darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others. All right, but let us watch and be sober. And that's what we got to continue to do, watch and be sober. In spite of what's going on around us, keep our eyes on the main thing. Keep our eyes on the prize, all right? Keep watching for prophecy, because give it a little bit of time, man, all right? This thing is, like I said, you look at these people, man, they look worn out. They look like you can see the frustration on their faces, the disgust and disgruntlement and contempt, all right, of having to having to get humiliated, man. Hey, and it's a beautiful thing. Let me see something real quick. Let me see if I can find. Let me see something. If I can find it. Let's go here. This is the book of Sirach 25 and 7. There be 9 things that I have judged in my heart to be happy. A tenth what I utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. All right. And that's what we're seeing, because we're captives here. All right. I don't give a damn what people think and how they feel, and all this foolish Christianity talk. All right. We're captives here. All right. You see your people being blown away, even your children being blown away. All right. There's nothing here for you. All right. So hey, that's a joy, man. To live to see the fall of your enemy, man. Let me go here. All right. It's a kingly mindset, man. All right. You know, where in hell you should want to live in this hell, because that's what it is. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 149. Let me start at 4. For the Lord will take pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. All right. The Lord takes pleasure in his people. All right. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their bed. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. A two-edged sword is the Bible. All right. The Holy Scriptures. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written. Where is it written at in the Holy Scriptures? All right. You read Revelation chapter 19 and many other scriptures. All right. That the Lord is coming back to make war. Isaiah chapter 34. All right. Many other scriptures in there talk about the Lord coming back to make war. And why is he coming back to make war? All right. To save his people. All right. Verse 9, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. It's an honor. All right. This is true justice. What we're seeing and reading. All right. And things being played out as far as prophecy. This is true judgment being executed in the earth. All right. This is the Lord going to work, going to bat for his people. All right. So with that, I pray that this lesson is edifying. And with that, I'd like to say shalom.